Atita Fitness. So today I have a special guest for you guys. I'm going to introduce Angela Young. She's a personal trainer. She has been at Superior Athletic Club for 20 years. She's the manager of Superior, and she's the female bodybuilder. She has a lot to share with us. So welcome, Angela.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Yeah, tell us a little about yourself.
About myself. So, growing up, I was pretty heavy. I loved food.
Yeah.
Food is how I dealt with most everything that happened in my life, whether it was happy or sad or traumatic or whatever. I went to food. So, I gained a lot of weight. In my 20s, I ended up working at a health club, being about 7 pounds overweight. And I had some very influential trainers in my life to help me understand the importance of fitness and being healthy, being able to move your body well.
Yeah.
And it changed my life. And so I wanted to dedicate the rest of my life to the same kind of people.
Oh, nice. So I think you have a lot to tell us today. I have 20 questions. They are really quick. Just feel free to take as much time as you want.
Okay.
But I want us to keep like time at least 20 minutes.
Okay.
So I know you are a busy person, but I wanted to stay some.
Rapid fire.
What are some common mistakes women make when starting their fitness journey?
Common mistakes.
Yes.
So typically what I see, what I run into is they'll start too intense, too fast. So suddenly they want to lose weight or gain muscle, and it's 7 days a week, 2 hours in the gym.
Yeah.
Your body needs to slowly start. When you start and put yourself into fifth gear right away, it's your soft tissue's not primed for it, and you can end up getting a tear. But more importantly, you can be so sore that you don't come back for weeks and weeks and weeks, and that's not helping you towards your goals. So if I had advice for someone, it would be to start slowly, start with a habit of coming like 4 days a week, and know what you're doing when you come here. Another big common mistake I have is people start with such low calories. Their fitness goal involves losing some weight, and so they'll start at 900 or 1200 calories. And if you're moving your body, you're going to need to eat more than that to see any kind of results, whether it's building muscle or losing weight. So those are the most common ones.
Oh wow, that's nice. So consistent and watching your diet meal plan is very important. That's what Angela said. How can women balance strength training and cardio for optimal results?
So I'd say most important would be start out with your goal. So if you're wanting to build muscle, you're going to want to do less cardio than you weight train. You're going to be losing precious calories when you're doing cardio that could be used to build muscle. So if your goal is to build muscle or to create size in, say, the shoulder or the back or something like that, you want to make sure that you're lifting and you're doing minimal amount of cardio. If your goal is to lose weight, you're going to need to bring the cardio up. But resistance training is important no matter what your goal is, so make sure you keep that piece in.
Nice. So question number 3, can you explain the difference between training for hypertrophy versus strength?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
I know you did your show, this is something like you have a lot of...
Yeah, that's hypertrophy for sure. So hypertrophy is how things look. It's sculpting the muscle to look a certain way. And as a trainer, most people come to us, the majority of people come to us because they want to look a certain way. So that is, hypertrophy is building the body kind of at your will, deciding I want larger shoulders, I want 3-dimensional caps on my shoulders, or I want my glutes to look a certain way. It doesn't mean they perform a certain way. It just means they look a certain way. So strength is going to be, so let's say push-ups. I want to get stronger on my push-ups. Every single day I drop down and do 20 push-ups. That's not going to necessarily change the look of my body, but I'm going to get stronger in that move. So their strength may not look different, but you're getting a lot more stronger in specific movements.
And to interrupt you, do you think genetics play a big role when it comes to hypertrophy training?
Huge role. There's some people that are they're gifted at a certain body type, and so they can build muscle a lot easier than others. And then there's other body types that lose fat a lot easier than others. So there's,
So guys, I think like the best thing you can learn from here is if you're looking forward to training for hypertrophy, try not to look at some people on the internet and thinking that you will get to where they are. Genetics play a very important. Huge. Yeah. So how important is proper form when lifting weights, and what are some of the key form pointers for beginners?
form is huge. It's huge. It's huge. And as a trainer, we walk around and we see it all the time. So it's like, can I just help? Can I do one little pointer? So first and foremost,
don't like
accept.
accept
Yes. So it's you got to know your audience for sure. So no, form is huge because it can be the difference between you hurting yourself for a week or you tearing something and you're out of the gym for months and months and months. So it's really important you lift with good form. Some key tips are make sure your spine is long and strong. You want to stack yourself with almost every move you do. Anything overhead, you want to make sure that your glutes are engaged because that helps protect the spine, and that your tummy is tight, which means you draw your belly button in. So anything overhead, that's going to help with that. Lower body, you just want to make sure that you're honoring your joints. So you should not hurt in your joints. It's okay for your muscles to burn and feel like they're tired and weak, but if you feel pain in your joints, that's a separate issue, and you should stop what you're doing.
Yeah, and look for personal.
There you go.
Actually, I see here to help you.
Yes, please.
What are some tips for women looking forward to build muscle mass?
So find some protein. Most people who are wanting to build muscle, they start their protein so low. So you're looking, it should be a gram of protein per pound of muscle that you have on your body. So if I'm 150 pounds and 130 of me is muscle, I need to be eating at least that, and that's just to maintain the muscle that I have. That's not to grow new muscle. I'd have to increase even more, maybe 1.5 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass to be able to increase my muscle mass. Yeah, so protein is huge. Also, time under tension. So if you're doing a movement, don't be quick about it. The slower you do the movement, the longer you're in that. And you don't have to lift as heavy if you're doing slow through the movement. And you're going to have less time tearing joints or upsetting soft tissue.
That's huge and very important. How can women prevent injuries while working out?
Prevent injuries.
What are the major injuries that you have seen, like women?
Knees and low back and shoulders. Those are almost always big ones. So knees, a common knee issue is when people are doing squats or lunges or step-ups, they'll have a tendency to push with their toe. So all the weight of their body is coming up on their toe, and so that's going to load the front of the body, the anterior part of the body, which is the kneecap. And that's really not meant to hold a lot of weight. What's meant to hold weight is our glutes and our hamstrings. So if you just were to change and make sure that your weight is being settled in your heels on the step-in, on the lunge, on a squat, deadlift, then you're telling your hamstrings and your glutes to load that weight onto those areas, and it'll stay out of your kneecap. Same thing with your low back, long spine, pulling in and bracing your core and engaging your glutes. Those are all things that can help you stay well and healthy through those movements.
That's amazing. What's your opinion on stretching before and after workout?
So before a workout, I like what's called dynamic stretching.
Yes.
The muscle think of a muscle like Play-Doh. Do you remember that when you were a little kid playing with Play-Doh? So if you were to take Play-Doh and you pull it real quick when it was cold, it'd just break. It would tear, right?
Yes.
If you warm it up in your hands, you could stretch that like bubble gum.
Yes.
So our muscles are very similar. If I were just to brand new come in off the streets, it's winter time, I'm freezing cold, and I were to go down into a long stretch for my hamstring, I'm going to increase the ability of my muscle to possibly tear, and either the soft tissue that's connected to it or the muscle can be pulled too long where you have small strains in the muscle. So dynamic movement is you're still getting to that movement, but it's constantly moving through the stretch.
It's actually called again active.
Yes, absolutely. So after, when you're warmed up, is a good time to do more of those static stretches because they're warmed up. Your muscles move, they're full of blood, they're heated to temperature, and then you can sit into those iso hold type of stretches and get the length back in the muscle without tearing.
Oh, nice. One more question, which is not here. What are the best, like your 3 best active stretches that you do before workout?
Active stretches. So I love single leg toe touches. So you're walking and you just kind of reach towards the floor. So that's a great one for the back, the arms. It's a great one for the hamstrings, the glute, sciatic area. Another one, a good one that I like is just not a low lunge, but a walking lunge with a little bit of a rotation. So I step forward and I twist over my front leg. I love that one because it gets your back, it twists the spine, it gets the legs. I love that one as well.
That's so cool, yeah. How important is nutrition in achieving fitness goal?
Nutrition is enormous. So I'm going to say it's 80% of getting you to where you want to be.
Wow, 80%.
A lot of people are like, no, it's not. It really is. So I prepped a bunch of people for a bodybuilding show.
Yes.
I had people doing the nutrition and the workouts, and then I had people that didn't do the nutritions and just did the workouts. Okay. These people stayed the same. They didn't track their food, they didn't track how many calories they were eating or what was coming from what. They didn't change. Absolutely. Food is huge. These people lost tons of weight, built lots of muscle, looked fantastic. Nutrition is huge, so it's really important to plug that in. Plug it in.
So we are moving really well. We are going to number 12. How can women track their progress besides the scale?
Scale is evil, it's me. So lots of ways. Pictures. Pictures just for yourself. Don't feel the need that you have to share them everywhere. Yeah, take pictures. A lot of times you don't see the difference in yourself every day because you look in the mirror. You don't see the small differences. But when you take a month apart pictures and you're like, oh,
yes,
I did change. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Another fun one is to, if you're a member here at Superior, we have the StyQ, which is just a visual scan, and it tells you how many millimeters that you've lost. And so both sides, let's say I'm trying to build muscle, it'll tell me if I've built any on my bicep, or if I've like increased my chest size. Or if I'm wanting to lose weight, it'll tell me if I lost, size in my waist or my thighs. So that's a good one as well.
So guys, you've heard we have a StyQ scan at Superior. If you want to know your body fat, you want to know the measurements of your your muscles, it will be able to give you everything. I remember it gave me all the measurements of my biceps, my calves and all that. So what's your opinion on supplements, and are there any other women should avoid? We have any supplements that you think?
I really haven't found any that are, I would say, only for men. It's more goal oriented. So there's something like CLA. CLA helps your body hold on to muscle mass while you're depleting, while your calories are being lowered. If I'm someone who's not trying to cut my weight, I'm just trying to build, I maybe would need to take something like that. Same thing with the pre-workouts. There's pre-workouts that help build muscle, and there's pre-workouts that help you burn calories. So if I'm trying to build muscle, I necessarily wouldn't need to take something that's burning extra calories. And if I'm trying to lose weight, I wouldn't need to take something that's trying to build muscle. So it's more knowing what your goal is and taking supplementation that's going to help you get there.
Kind of push you towards your goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
What advice would you give to women who feel intimidated by the gym?
I was one of those. I can relate to you. I got you. I was terrified to walk into the gym. I thought the person behind the front desk was going to judge me. I was scared to get on the treadmill because I thought everybody behind me was laughing at me and was going to watch me jiggle. So let me just tell you, everybody's here for themselves. And I know that it can be really scary and intimidating, but what I want you to know is there's people that want to help you here. Not just the staff, not just the trainers, but it's plug in with some of the members. Smile at someone or talk to them at the water fountain. They help you stay accountable. Let's say you miss a day. Hey, where are you on Tuesday? I was up here and you weren't here. There is a family at Health Clubs. You just have to be able to look. And really, don't be scared to reach out. A lot of times people are scared of personal trainers.
Yes.
They think that you have to really not know anything to be able to come to a personal trainer, and then that labels you as something, and it doesn't. Our whole purpose is to help you. That's why we're in this industry. We just want to help you to your goal. We want you to be able to move better and stay out of pain. So reach out to us, and don't be scared of us. Honestly, we invest in you as much as you invest. Yes, absolutely.
So another question, we are on question number 15. How can women stay motivated on their fitness journey?
Stay motivated. Probably the biggest thing, if you want to have a personal trainer, because that definitely helps you stay motivated. Try to get people on your team. So the more people you tell that you're doing this thing, the more people kind of rally for you. So at work, tell them that you're trying to do this. I'm trying to make 4 days a week at the gym, or I'm going to do this triathlon, or I want to do this, whatever it is. Get people, tell your husband, tell your children, tell your neighbors. Get people to rally around you. So when you're like, I don't feel like going to the gym today, your coworker's like, no, you said you were going to, your bag's right there, go get your car, you're going to do it.
You are accountable to many people. That's true. Say you are just So are there any specific exercises or techniques that women should avoid?
I don't think so. There's certain things that happen in a woman's body
Yes.
that you would want to modify your workouts at. So let's say I just had a baby, and there's side effects sometimes is diastasis recti, where the lining of the stomach separates a little bit. So right after a baby, you wouldn't want to do something that's a flexion movement, because it will literally help increase the size of that space. So you would want to first work on things that brace your transverse abdominals, so it can help your body heal that and bring it back together and strengthen the core before you do something like extension and flexion. So there's not things that I would say women should stay away from, but during certain times in our life, we want to steer clear or modify things.
Okay, we will dig deeper into that next time. How can women exercise while pregnant and after giving birth? I think you have already answered the giving birth.
Yeah, the giving
How
birth.
would they say when they're pregnant?
It's energy levels vary a lot when you're pregnant. I have all the energy in the world and I'm going and I'm exhausted and I'm tired of this thing getting out, and then I'm not feeling great, and then this. So first, know how you feel that day when you go in, and change your workout accordingly. So I'm exhausted and I don't think I can move and everything is kind of hurting. That's a part of your day. Get on a treadmill, get on an elliptical, and just get blood flowing. It's really important to keep some resistance training going during your pregnancy as well, because it can help your labor. So there's movements like a ball squat, where you put the ball up against the wall and you do these nice low squats with your legs wide apart, so your belly can come through that space between your knees. So that actually shortens your birth canal and widens it. It can help labor be less intense. So definitely, please stay resistance training, because that can help you through labor. And it can also help how quickly your body goes back into shape after labor.
Oh wow, that's so huge. Can you please share a success story of a female client who has reached their fitness goals? Especially, you've been in this industry for 10 years. I'm sure you have a lot of stories to tell, but just give us one.
So I do have a bazillion of people, all my bodybuilding people. Those are huge success stories.
Yes.
But some of the ones that I love are the ones that come to me with just, they have real life things they want to be able to do. I had a client come to me and her main goal, she was 85. She wanted to be able to pick her own weeds out of her garden, and she wanted to be able to mow her own yard because her neighbor had been doing it. So we worked on stuff until she was able to do that. By that next summer, she was able to do that all by herself. So it's about just giving people back their freedom or their ability to do their everyday stuff. So it's stuff like that that just stays, giving back a little bit of
like a smile to people. Especially, when clients feel like they have achieved their goals, like it's a success story with the person.
big time.
Because you are part of that. Yeah. So, do you have any advice to women who feel discouraged when they don't see results right away? Because some people get discouraged so fast. They will just want to train for like 3, 4, 5 weeks and see results. And sometimes it kind of takes long.
It usually does take way longer than 4 weeks. So typically the things you see change first is stuff you don't need to look for. So your sleep improves when you start working out and caring about your food and your cardiovascular. Your mood improves. Your energy levels stay more constant. Your digestion is better, so you're not having as much bloating or you're not backed up as much. There's a lot of small things that means your body's progressing and it's doing the right thing before you actually see the scale move or you see changes in your body. So I would say try to keep an eye on those things. But another good key or tool would be, as well as moving towards your fitness goal. So let's say I'm wanting to lose weight, as well as moving towards that fitness goal. Also choose something like, okay, so my squat doesn't seem to be really low. I really want to be able to work on my squat, or every time I squat, my heels come up. So that would be a huge goal, to be able to do a squat and to maintain heel contact the entire time. So here's a side goal to keep my mind busy when the scale's not moving, right? So there's tons of stuff, maybe a pull-up, that's fantastic. Okay, aside from being able to lose weight, my goal is also to be able to work on something that's technically challenging for the body, because you're able to see results in that. Every time you do it, you're a little bit better, you're a little bit closer to your goal, whereas maybe the losing weight is going to take longer. Try to pair stuff together.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Angela. Do you have like closing remarks and say something about superior you are recording a Superior Athletic Club. So the closing remarks about, everything.
So I guess the only thing I would like to close with is I've been where you're at. I've been there. In some part of my fitness journey, I've been where you're at, where you're tired and sick of being sick and tired. And maybe you're wanting to make a change. So the smallest things make a difference. So I park further away and I walk longer into, say, Costco or Walmart or even Superior Athletic Club. If you're coming to work out and burn calories, it's okay to not get the closest spot. Eat all of those small things, increasing your water, adding living to your water, having some more vegetables. Don't think any one thing doesn't work towards your goal, because all of those things together is just more steps to get you to where you're going.
Thank you so much for coming to our interview. Guys, I'm looking forward to bring again Angela next time to share more. I'm looking forward to hear which kind of questions that you have that we need to know from her.
Yeah,
She's really ready to work with us. So, as always, I want to